27 wins in a row. That's pretty incredible by a team of people that had to rebuild a culture, create a team, and really fight hard to get the foundation in the culture of this team. So that's a credit to our team and my staff. And we ran into a Blazesaw. This is a really, really good team, and it's been a long time coming. She's excited about winning at Syracuse, clearly. And it's a disappointing that we didn't give our best effort, in my opinion. But to keep it real, the best team won tonight. And we have to get back to the basics, and we're going to have to continue to get better daily. And we're going to have to defend. Giving up 84 points to anybody, I don't care if it's the Lakers. That's not what we do. And when you do, that's a recipe for disaster. So. Again, even though the score says, they beat us, we never lose on our team. We win and we learn, and we're certainly going to learn some valuable lessons tonight when we watch the film, the coaches and I.
Any questions for Georgia and Sophie? We'll start here with you.
Noah Nussbaum, Daily Orange. Georgia, my question's for you. St. Joseph spread the ball around between a lot of players, mostly Talia Brugler and Mackenzie Smith. Was it hard to defend both of them at once?
I don't know who that is, but
What number? What's the number?
Number 0 and number
21.
yeah, we just didn't do a good enough job with our defense. Like Coach Jack said, they scored 84 points, and we knew how we needed to come out and defend, and we didn't do that and didn't communicate well enough, so we'll get better at that.
Kind of following up on that, I'm Nicholas Alum, called Daily Orange. What were they doing, both Brugler and Smith, 0 and 21, that was so difficult to stop? What are you seeing out there from those two? That's for Sophie or Georgia.
Well, a lot of their three-pointers came off offensive rebounds and kickouts, so that was definitely part of it. We didn't box out, we didn't do a good enough job of getting on the board, so that was definitely part of it, and they were knocking down shots and we didn't adjust, so.
Can you talk a little bit about the pace of play throughout this game and how you guys were able to have some control the pace of play, but then also what happened as St. Joe started picking up and getting their own pace of play tonight?
Yeah, I think just defensively, we didn't, they were kicking the ball down the floor pretty quick. We weren't getting back. We weren't communicating. That was the main aspect, I think. Yeah, we just need to communicate better and get better on defense.
Sam Fennerman, News Edition, for either of you guys. Getting punched in the mouth at home like this has got to send some sort of message. How can you rebound and kind of refocus for Maryland coming up?
Get tough, lock back into who we are. We're going to come to practice and play defense, and because this is our core, we don't lose at home, so we're going to take real pride on that. We're going to watch film, we're going to come back, and that's not the type of basketball that we're going to see from us again.
Any more questions for student athletes?
Thank you.
All right, we'll take questions for Coach Jack. Start here in the back.
Coach, it was already talked about a little bit, but Talia Brugler had 29 points and hit 5 3-pointers. What were you seeing from her out there, and what made her, what allowed her to be so dominant?
Misdirection, lack of conversation on the defense. We knew that they were going to misdirect, and we're in our switching defense, and then you don't speak, and they made us pay every single time that we didn't communicate. And shooting 26 free threes and knocking the 14 isn't a bad number for us to defend and still win on, but the ones they hit was at the wrong time. Is when our energy was picking up, and they hit us with a dagger of a 3, and she was a culprit of that. And no matter how she misdirected it, she came to the top of the key. We kept sharing that with them, and we needed both people to fly out because she's not the best passer. But our team is young, and we got 6 new players, and they got to understand our style and our play. And even though we got 2 6-year vets, but they are not really vets to the way we play yet. So we'll continue to get better, and prayerfully we won't have anybody score 29 points against us.
Coach, Leo Schaefer, News House. Talia Brugler had 29 points, but number 21, Mackenzie Smith, also had 25. Both of them got pretty hot in the first half. What was your plan of attack to kind of contain them in the second half?
Well, the thing is that we knew that the go-to players was if we stopped 21, 0, and 4, we had a shot, or at least contained them, and we totally missed the boat. We never respected 21 to come in there and duck in, and she just came in and ducked in the lane and got easy buckets in the paint. Then she got her confidence. When you see that ball go in the hole, it starts to become an ocean. And so what we did early is allow her to score buckets, and it became an ocean, and then she became like shots she was making, even she was surprised by. And so that's a lesson learned.
Hello, my name is Stacy Carter II with 24/7 Sports. Nice to meet you first.
Yes, sir.
And number two, when you get to Maryland on Wednesday, what adjustments do you anticipate making when it comes to defending the three ball?
Well, they're not as efficient as St. Joe's, for one, and it's not going to be about Maryland. It's going to be about who we are, what we stand for, and our defensive prowess. And it was about St. Joe's, and they were like, got it, and St. No, we're going to lock into who we are, and we didn't trust our own power. And that's a young team trying to get better, and we'll be able to adjust in the next couple of days, and we're going to keep it about Syracuse, and hopefully that'll be enough.
Thank you.
Ryan Petty, Newhouse SMC. Coach, you mentioned about either your team wins or you learn. What are you going to learn and take away from this game today?
The D word. Defend. You got to lunchbox this thing. You bring your lunchbox, sit it down, and I'm not going to let you score. And my teammate, you're not going to let her score. You're not going to let her score. If we all have that mindset, that blue-collar mindset, then, you grab them and hold them. I mean, they set the tone, and they got away with a lot of stuff because they set the tone, and that's how they're going to play. We never set the tone to the last 4.5 minutes of the game, and then, we cried foul, and it's too late. We got to set the tone at the beginning that we're going to be a defensive juggernaut team, and my hope is that we'll watch some film and show them how we let them punch us in the face, and we never even put our hands up to stop the hit, and so we'll continue to get better.
Coach, two things. First, you wanted to go inside a lot in the first quarter. You had 16 points in the paint. First couple of possessions, you were really pounding down low, and then they kind of took everything away from you guys down low from that point forward. What did they do to adjust? And then also just scheduling three really tough teams that play some different styles early in the season at the Dome. How does that? What goes into that, and how do you learn from that?
Well, I thought that we got what we wanted easy in the lane, but then I thought became too much of a thinker. She kept doing 4 different moves, and she had them in the first move, and she didn't trust her help. Her help was throw it up in the glass and let Kyra go get it if you miss it. And by the time she made the decision to make a pass, she passed it out. Now the clock is against us, and so we're going to get better with that. We're going to talk to her about taking early shots and not try to take 4 different moves, and you got it on the first one, let it go, or if not, get it out. This was calculated. This is calculated on, we trying to validate ourselves as a premier team. In order to do that, you got to play somebody, and then you got to beat somebody. I thought that Niagara really came after us in a very aggressive way, and I thought that, St. Joe's did it too, but St. Joe's did it with a level of discipline offensively, and that took it up a notch. In Maryland, they got all the pedigree of a winning program tradition, and they know how to win, and I think they just knocked off Duke today. So we're going higher and higher. This is the fun thing about this game. The lessons you're going to learn is a microcosm of life. How we're going to falter or how we're going to fly. We got choices in this world. The sand is in the balance. We're going to have to make some decisions. I think this is a team that's smart enough to understand that flying and having their wings is something they can have as well.
Coach, nice to meet you, by the way. Yeah, you too. You guys were able to force a good number of turnovers, even though they were also forcing a good number of turnovers against you guys. You mentioned the defense being a little bit of a weak point for you guys. Were you able to see some of the turnovers you were creating as a highlight, despite the rest of the defense kind of struggling throughout this game, or were you more focused on some of the other problems that the defense is having?
Well, I just think that we did some things, we got to the free throw line, then we missed the free throw. and then we get the rebound, and then we miss the free throw. You can't win championships without executing out of bounds and scoring, and then also making free throws. And that coupled with the fact that we're not talking on defense and moving on the flight of the ball, which I'll be watching through the night to see how we can get our feet to move a little bit better. And so I just think that it was a litany of things that just went south. You know, we had a good rhythm going on, and we went to the bench, and that really triggered something different. And I got to figure that out too, because I'm not smart enough to kind of guess and tell you a lie. I don't do that. So I got to figure out what happened when we subbed and why it changed so dramatically. So the best team won today, and they're going to win a lot of games. But my hope is that we play them again in postseason. That means we both got to get there.
Coach, you just mentioned it. Maryland beat Duke tonight, 85-80. Similar score of you guys last year against Maryland, 84-82. What does it mean to you and this group of players to have another crack at the Terrapins?
Well, our crack is about defense. Our crack got to be about who we are trying to become. What is our mindset? What is our culture? What do we stand for? It just happened to be a good team called Maryland that's coming to play us. It can't be about Maryland at this early in the stage. It's about we're going to take it higher with a different competition, happen to be University X, and what are we going to stand for? What are we going to allow to happen to us? What are we going to take from these last two games and bring it to the table against another wonderful team? It got to be about us. We're too young to make it about, Duke Maryland and their last year's stuff, and we're not even going to show any film from last year because we're so freaking different. It's not even funny. So I like this team a lot. I like this team in their fight. We got the fastest fleet of foot, but we smart angle-wise. What we didn't do was talk and didn't move our feet, and we do that, clean that up, then we'll be a little bit better. And what does that mean? Do we have more points than Maryland at the end of the game? Don't know. Then we get better the next game. And then we go down to Destin, and we try to figure out how to beat a Missouri and a Creighton, and we keep this thing going and stay locked into where our feet are in the moment at hand and create the sisterhood and culture that's been placed in front of them. Thank you so much for all you guys do for women's basketball.
Thank you.